What is up, everybody? Or anybody? It's just me, Justin K. Sweet, also known as Agent Zero, just coming in for a little bit of live streaming action today. Figure I'll throw some music in the background. What I'm doing is I'm actually going through some comics. I'm getting ready to start selling some stuff. And a while back, which I don't even know if I flip this around, is that gonna? Okay, well there you go. That's in the way now. That's great. Yeah, we're a top-rate production here. um, so a couple weeks ago, I think I mentioned that I was going to talk about as I was showing off Bronze Terror. Um, there was a recent reimagining of him for this book by Chapter House. Solid, very cool stuff. This was the 1st of May in 2020. Man, it feels like so long ago, and yet it was only just a few years ago. COVID had a way of really slowing everything down and speeding everything up at the same time. It's crazy. But anyway, so as I'm getting through this thing, as you go through, right here on the cover we've got Canuck Beyond and then Captain Battle, which a lot of you out there might recognize Captain Battle. He is a public domain character, and I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, we have a Captain Battle in the new Out of Obscurity anthology that we're doing. Let me see if this is a little too loud. I don't want it to be too loud. So, Captain Battle, he's definitely someone that people like to kind of go back and revisit or whatnot. We've got these different stories in here. Interesting art style choices, colors. It's kind of cool with Captain Canuck, or I should say Canuck Beyond. Another take on him. Looks like Chapter House has really kind of run a lot with it. Let me. I'm going to fast forward for a sec. Go all the way here to the end, because I like how they have this. Like, this is what I kind of aspire to this. I look forward to being able to have like a full universe of characters that people can enjoy. Well beyond Chrome Dog and Thunder Horse. I've got some other characters that I'm definitely keen on bringing up and bringing out, kind of showcasing the kinds of stories that are kind of rattling around in my brain. Looking forward to getting them on a page. So anyway, all right. So it goes from the Canuck Beyond story as a preview for Free Comic Book Day back in 2020. I can only imagine what that was like. Because that was in the like deep in the heart of the lockdown. It's amazing how something so small can cause an entire world to just lock down, except for Sweden. Pretty sure Sweden was the only one that held the line. Anyway, I don't have a lot to say on that part. That's kind of cool. She's got these tears in her eyes that haven't actually fallen down. She's just out there minding her own business, and here they come to beat her up. What kind of crap is that? Anyway, it's like this really just short, because okay, yeah, it's a very small story there. Okay, so when we get here, we see this is Jeff Dixon, aka the Bronze Terror, and he's doing his lawyerly thing here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I really like how the pages break down. The iconic Resurrection Christ in Rio, kind of cool. And then we got these little panels that break down with the phone rings. It's kind of cool. And then, here's his secretary. And anyway, so there he is. Notice how long his hair is here. Now, the reason I bring that up is, if I'm not mistaken, his hair doesn't seem to be that long whenever he actually shows up and shows out. So Captain Battle is like dying here. Something crazy is happening with him. It's some weird technology. It's kind of cool. And then boom, he shows up, and he shows up to kind of help save his life, but before he can, he's got to like beat up a whole bunch of bad guys. So here he goes, he's like going to town. I was very inspired, especially by this image, because I think it was this image that I saw on like that size on the internet. They're very keen to kind of keep it under wraps everywhere, the images and whatnot, copyright and all that jazz. So yeah, you can see the bones, the suit, I guess, he wears. That's pretty interesting how like their take on him. It does kind of have these boots, these leggings and boots and stuff. So there is some similarities to what I'm doing, but this is definitely a modern take that Chapter House did with him. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I just wanted to kind of show this comic because I pretty much promised it, and I didn't follow it. But yeah, like you can see, his hair is kind of long right there. I thought that was kind of interesting. Yeah, I guess it is long. It's just all flowing behind him. Okay. I guess I misinterpreted this image here. Yeah. Didn't seem like it was that long, but what do I know? Anyway, cool stuff. Very cool. And it looks like Chapter House up there in Canada, getting it done. So, but yeah, I bought this one just special, just so I can see what others have done with the character. I also kind of want to show these off. I got all the future comics. I can't remember. I think I may have talked about them, but I don't think I've shown them. Maybe I did. Anyway, Death Mask #1. This comic got my attention with future comics. Death Mask. We had my wife and I just gotten back from Vegas, and I saw this, and I was like, oh man! And I was looking at the art, and as I go down, then I see the names. I'm like, Michelini, Giordano, and Layton, like Bob Layton. I'm like, what is this? And so I bought it. I bought it off a buddy of mine. He was selling them at his booth at this little toy fair here in our little podunk part of Tennessee. This car too, like that, like this. There's so much on this cover that just grabbed me. I'm like, man. And then to see this is a label that I've never heard of. These names I have heard of quite extensively, and I mean the art style, everything just spoke to me, and so I I buy it off of him for like $1. And this is definitely something that I'm going to treasure forever. And I'm actually looking to collect all the future comics, metallics, and then the rest of the Death Masks, which I don't even know how many Death Masks were produced. But so yeah, I think I may have gone through this. I don't know. Or maybe I was just showing somebody else and I wasn't actually on stream. But yeah, we got David Michelini, Dick Giordano doing the pencils, Bob Layton. Now, here, this is really kind of what grabbed me when I started reading it. This first part has this completely different style. It's like it's painted. And this was in the early 2000s, right? But this first part was painted, and I was looking, I'm like, well, that's cartoon, or that's standard comic look, and I'm like, what is this? What are we looking at here? And come to find out, it was a dream sequence, and I thought that was the neatest thing. This is kind of odd. They just kind of like go right through the rock. Must be an illusion. And then they're in this apartment, and we don't actually get to see the guy's face. We see that he's kind of banged up, kind of messed up. And you know, I assume this is like death mask. Yeah, because he puts the mask on, gets ready for his thing. But yeah, he's definitely a pulpy hero. Has no problem dispatching justice. Very deadly. He uses magic and firepower. Like he uses a pistol. It's crazy. But yeah, like this stuff just really like it speaks to me because it's fresh and it's different. And it's not, we're not dealing with the same old Batman or Superman or any of that. And then and here we have him, like he fights for something, and then he comes in here and it's a Serenity Convalescent Center. So like, apparently he comes to visit whoever this person is. And so I mean there's definitely like a human connection here, and I'm here for it. And I need to collect these. So they at least made it up to number 5 here. So and see Lim, Ron Lim, I think. I'm terrible with some of these names, but man, I just think it's so cool that they broke off and decided to do their own thing. They're in the early 2000s, the early aughts, as they say. But unfortunately, it wouldn't last. And I'm not sure if I've mentioned it before, but yeah, I actually reached out to Dave Michelini. He's on Facebook, and he's a very very down to earth kind of guy. But yeah, Free Mind. This comic series here is just, I just want to read it again now that I'm looking at these. I'm like, man, I want to check it out again. Because they actually start going places in this, and oh man, because I think this was the last one. So like, this is it. And by the time we get here, we've got Hall and Marzan, whoever that is. So we have other people drawing it. It looks like we've got Dick and Bob. So, you got Giordano and Bob Layton doing the cover here. But they start out just like Death Mask right here. Boom, got those 3. Boom, got those 3. This one doesn't. Okay, so it attributes the cover to Bob Layton. But we don't have names anymore. Okay, now we've got so Michelini, Giordano, and then McLeod. So yeah, and then we start kind of like transitioning over to other people. So, but yeah, it's kind of sad. And then by the when we get here, this is just kind of like a random cover, random items. I say random, I mean it's all part of the storyline. But yeah, I'm totally down with Free Mind. It's a cool comic, cool story, very neat stuff. And in this issue, we've got the Death Mask. So Free Mind 0. So kind of cool. But yeah, sad, sad that was it. This one, I've tried reading a few times. I need to just knuckle down and say, okay, I'm going to read this thing. This one is like some crazy art style, watercolor, I guess, markers, maybe a mixture of the two. It's for mature readers, but I definitely want to kind of see what's up with this character. I think this is Typhoid Mary. Otherwise, I mean, she's called Typhoid here. But I watched all of the Netflix shows, and so there was Daredevil. You had Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Jessica Jones, and the Defenders. And so I saw all of those, and I know I can't even remember which one it had. I think it was in the Iron Fist, but they introduce a character that's like her that Like, she's got this split personality, and it like splits in 3 different ways eventually, like, I think. And so, yeah. See, what it is sometimes I just get, I buy comics now, not for the collectability of it, but just to have something to look at, and something to kind of see how other people have done things from a design standpoint. And I mean, that's, to me, that's the most interesting thing about comic books. I don't know. I'm one of those, I think, that taking a comic book and making it, valuable, or saying that it's valuable, kind of defeats the purpose of it. Because I don't know if DVDs or any other medium would have that type of, that kind of, what's the word? I don't even know. Quick plug. This one I have for sale on eBay. If anyone's interested, it's Alias Jessica Jones. I'm trying to sell, as much stuff as I can. Let's see if I can find my eBay, my link to it. That way I can just kind of link it in the chat, at least. If not in the description, probably both. Yeah, here we go. For this in the chat. Chattity chat. Got a best offer on that too. So, but yeah, I'm looking to offload this sucker. I mean, it's, Jessica Jones is not really my thing. I don't know. I picked it up from a buddy of mine just because he was kind of giving it away for cheap, and I went to read it, and it's just not my thing. Let's see. I got some other stuff that I'm just kind of, I don't know, I'm just going through today. Here, I can show this real quick. Who doesn't like Pitt? So we got Pitt number 2. And I got this really cool, ash can. I'm sure the collectors out there are like, oh my god, look at that condition. I actually got it in this condition, but at least it exists. At least I have it. And I want to say, I can't remember. Let me see here. Okay, so the Killing Gate may have been a different issue. I think it was. Might have been like issue number 3. All right, so here's something. So when you look at this, we got Pit 3. Okay, so it's just an ash can of panels that had to be reworked or whatever. I'll have to grab those or grab that issue sometime and do like comparative work. But very cool stuff. Pit is easily one of my favorite heroes. Here we go. All right, so the Pit Gallery. The following pages contain original sketches, alternate pages, unused covers, and rare Pit artwork by Dale Keown. And so here, here's a funny thing. Above is a pencil sketch for the finished drawing. On the right, the sketch shows the high level of quality that Dale Keown injects into all the artwork he produces. Nothing but 100% of all-out intensity here. So both works were done in 92. Now, if you look, he started out like super hairy. Well, maybe it doesn't mention it here, but like you can see the hair going all the way up his arms. And the finished product, when we look at Pitt, like his body hair only goes up so far, doesn't have much at all. But anyway, I just wanted, so right here, I think, all right, so this page was pulled from pit number 2 and never used. It is seen here for the first time. Okay, so this, I believe this page is actually was the original version of this page. And so I'm not really sure why they made the choices they did. Let's see, who's the editor here? Sasha Lemelin, probably. But for some reason they made the editorial change. I mean, so like I'm totally there for the leaping from building to building and jumping from one building to another, and that's kind of this is kind of a foreshadowing because this has totally inspired me. So Chrome Dog is going to have and there are some, I mean, I'm one of those. Yes, I'll wear my influences on my sleeves, and I could definitely say that that Chrome Dog has been inspired on many levels by Pitt, because he himself is a heavy, and he's currently battling issues with a consciousness that's kind of along for the ride inside his. For him, it's a suit. Or a shell, if you will. Here we've got, it's actually inside Pitt's mind. He and this entity, which the name escapes me. I think we actually get to it here. Sorry if this is spoilers for those of you out there. I know we've got. I say we because I cannot wait to join the fun and the frivolity of it all. But we've got the omnibuses on deck. Can't wait for that. I really want to just buy that and be able to just pour over all of these pages. I do intend to try to collect the comics as I can, but I don't know if you guys have noticed, but they're kind of hard to come by out there, especially the later issues. And of course, I'm always keen to bring this thing up because I'm just so stinking proud of it. But having this newsstand issue is so cool. Like, and I mean, if I never get anything else slabbed or anything, for a collector, like I said before, I'm not much of a collector, but I do like that. So I don't know if that makes me a hypocrite, so be it. Oh well. But for it to have a 9.4, knowing that it was a newsstand edition, like, hello. And I defy you to try to find a newsstand out there, especially one that's at a 9.4 or better, unless it's already slabbed that way. Yeah, so here we go. So he meets the kid, right? And so somehow the kid shares DNA with him. So it's almost like, again, I would be lying if I said I've read all the issues, because I haven't. I don't have access to all of them yet. But I'm pretty sure it kind of like, this is my take on it. I think it goes with, there's like this there's this belief out there that for everyone there's like for each one of us there's like one like copy of us, even right down to DNA. Like we're just 100% just like someone else, and it's almost like this is a coincidence here. And so this kid has the very same DNA as Pitt, because Pitt is, he's a mutt basically. He's been mixed. He's human and Creed, which is the name of their people, and so he's kind of like a mix of those two. And here's this kid that shares that same DNA signature. And so when the hunters come to get Pitt, they go after the kid, and so the kid can actually like interact with this. So so he says, my name is Jareb. Yeah, Jareb. Pitt and I are in a state of shared consciousness. So that guy, they share the same consciousness, and so he can hear them too, because it's on like this genetic level. It's almost like the genes allow for him to tune in his mind to tune into the same. This music's getting a little old, a little stale. Let's see if we can't change it up a little bit. Oh boy. Yeah, I don't know about that, but we'll let it ride. I always love to see space in comics and how it's portrayed. It's cool stuff. Oh man, yeah, those were the days. It's Gen X. But anyway, complete digression there from what we're supposed to be doing here today. So these are some. So what I'm doing is I'm actually getting things together to sell on Whatnot, which is an app on that you can get on your phone. They have a desktop version, but most of the functionality is actually in the web app. So you kind of have to have your phone, and I've got this cool little telescopic thing here that we have the webcam on. And so, yeah, I'm getting comic books ready to sell on there. I bought this one, and I looked at it. It's all right. Image does not always mean what I want anymore. But hey, it is what it is. So we got Lone Ranger. These are Dynamite comics, and so we got 1, 2, 3, and 4. So those are fun. Definitely a case of, hey, the cover looks awesome, but when you get into the books, like the interiors are just crazy. Not even the same. Here, I'll give you an example. I can't help myself here. Just can't. It's like I saw this cover and I was like, man, that cover's really cool. Well, watch this. So we open it up. Yeah, okay, that's kind of cool, right? And then we get over here. We're like, what is this? Like, I don't even know if it's going to go out of focus, but what is that? It's like, I mean, anyway, not that I'm somebody, but it just, it just kind of threw me for a loop. I mean, he's kind of chunky, whoever's drawing old Lone Ranger makes him look kind of chunky. Like, that's not bad. It's a pretty cool little shot. Color's kind of cool. Oh yeah, I remember this story. The kid's a homicidal maniac. It's crazy. Everybody thinks he's innocent, but he winds up being guilty. This one was fun. So yeah, I mean, these are fun little Western comics. Definitely inspirational for me. But it's time to go. Time to pass the on to someone else. Then we got God's Hand. This one's cool. I've got several copies of this one. So about a year ago, maybe it was longer than a year ago, but I was listening to somehow I found out about the Long Shots campaign and on Indiegogo. And so as I was looking at it, I heard the story of the Liberty Entertainment debacle, and that definitely endeared me to certain people in the space, including Luke Stone and Randy Zimmerman. Oh my gosh, he's got Paragon on the cover. I didn't notice that before. Which, by the way, if you never heard of Paragon, this is Paragon right here. That's so cool. I definitely like that character design better. Um, but yeah, and that's Ginger Star. Can't wait. I think Ginger Star is kind of a fun character. Um, that's another one that Randy Zimmerman. So both of those are Randy Zimmerman's properties. Then we got Calico down here, and of course, Death from Only Death Can Save Us. We got Trash Man. Um, Forgive me on some of these other ones. I know this is from Justice City Chronicles. That's Lafitte from from this book, God's Hand. Um, so anyway, and then we got Dinosaur Man uh, by the one and only Eric Hodson. Um, and so yeah. So here's this book. Very very cool. Very colorful. Um, just an overall fun comic. So anyway, about a year ago, after hearing about the Liberty debacle, you can kind of go back and look at the different shorts that I have, because I was just like, it lit a fire in me, and I was like, you know what, someone needs to get out there and try to help them sell these, 30 what is it, 3,000 was it 3,000 copies per design team. So that's like there's 9 creative teams or titles, 3,000 copies, so 27,000 copies need to go. And so God's Hand was one of them. So I have like multiple issues of it, and and I've sold quite a bit because I'm in charge of like 4 different, you could say, I'm in charge of 4 different um, what do you call it, spinner racks. And so yeah, I was super hyped back then. I'm still super hyped about the idea. I mean, I could say that two of the 4 have been very successful. One of them is at a grocery store near my house, and I've been keeping that thing stocked with Alterna comics. Looking forward to being able to put Chrome Dog on it here later this fall. Can't wait for that. But all right, so these are in my sale pile. Gotta get a pile going here. Figure out which ones to sell. All right, I'm gonna break for a sec. Be right back. Okay, so here's some Jack Chick comics. The bummer is I don't have larger bags and boards, so they're kind of yeah, as is. But it's like the whole set of these with a few extras in the front. So you got the Crusaders, volume 1, volume 2, volume 3. 4, 5. There's no 6. I didn't see a 6. 10, 11. Okay, so we're missing a 6. Guess I'll check Alberto, see if he's got something in there. Oh, ruh-roh. Hate when that happens. Yeah, these are some fun little stories. What is number 6? To see, you can kind of look here at the different numbers. We got 11. I don't see a 6. Oh, Primal Man. Yeah, so that's the one. It's not in here. Yeah. Yeah, we don't have a Primal Man, but we've got all these other volumes. So the Alberto, yeah, Alberto Rivera was his name. That's him right there. Very interesting things that he has to say about the Catholic Church, and I'm just going to leave it at that. He tells a story and he has no reason to lie about any of it. So, but um, and I would probably say that's likely why Jack Chick didn't really hasn't really gone anywhere as far as in the industry. I mean, I guess he found his niche, if you will. You know, um, selling selling the gospel, or selling ways into the gospel to get people jazzed about religious institutions. Which, I mean, you can believe what you want. Um, Hail, Immortal Rising. It's Aaron, right? I think it is. It's so funny. Um, if I'm not mistaken, I think Neff's name is Aaron as well. And so yeah, welcome. Oh, you just got you just came in, I think, right here as I was talking about these Jack Chick comics. So what I'm doing is I'm getting things ready for sale to sell on Whatnot, which is this live auction app on my phone. And so I'm just trying to get things up and going. Here's something fun. Now I'm not actually selling this one. I'm going through my comics. Yeah, okay. Well, hi, Aaron. Aaron, as they say. Um, but yeah, so this one's fun. So I've taken it upon myself to start kind of like collecting these all the different comics greatest world from Dark Horse Comics during this time. 93. I swear, man, if Image hadn't happened, and I'm one of those that believes that Image had to happen, because if you had no if if you had no creators break out of the big two to do their own thing, it wouldn't have sparked fun stuff like this. I believe. I think Dark Horse wouldn't have tried to do things like this. I'm not even sure what Dark Horse was doing at that particular moment in history, but it definitely made comics fun again. Um, and I need to hold that kind of to the side, because I need to put it with my others. I'm going through my collection. I'm trying to remember what I'm wanting to sell and what I don't. So that's part of my cross to bear, as they say. I've got 2 copies of this one. Let's see. I may actually have fun with it and be like, hey, here's a free reader copy. Because they say that you're supposed to give away comics or give away items whenever you're doing Whatnot auctions. It adds to the fun and the frivolity of it. Here's something I want to show. I have a blank cover for T-Bird and Throttle, which, in case you didn't know out there, Alterna Comics, they'll have they have a bundle. I think it's still up, where you can buy their main titles and get them with a blank cover, so you can have a sketch. This is something that I think is kind of cool that a lot of the creators do. There is they turned the inside into this poster, so that's kind of fun. But yeah, this book, I kind of like the book. And this collects, I think it says 1. For some reason, I guess maybe I'm just high. For some reason, I thought this was like a double. Learn the full story in. Yeah, I can't remember. Yeah, maybe this is just issue number 1. But I did read the big Mamma Jamma story of T-Bird and Throttle. I like Josh Howard's art style a lot. I think it would be fun to have him do some stuff in my universe. Be kind of fun to see how he would interpret Chrome Dog into that cartoony style. By the way, Aaron, assuming you're still here, yesterday I got to drawing I can't remember if you, but I did this, and I'm kind of proud of myself as a as a writer and as a doodler when I was in high school. You know, being able to kind of come back to it. And I know this is really nothing. Oh yeah, lurking and working. Yeah, man, I hear you. Yeah, that's generally what I do. I just felt like this morning I thought, hey, I'm already doing the comic book stuff, so I might as well turn it into a live stream, just kind of like an impromptu one. So here's a bunch of old comics, and I kind of put them in somewhat of an order. And then some of these are comics I still want, so you guys get to see me go through my collection a little bit. But yeah, so we got you saw that. Yeah. So Aaron says, I saw that on Twitter. Very fun. Yeah, that's so to those out there, for Fund My Comic, one of the things that Luke Stone, he kind of threw down the gauntlet and said, to all the creators that have campaigns on Fund My Comic, he challenged folks to get their OCs or their original characters drawn holding the comic. And so I took that as a personal challenge, and I'm like, you know what, I'm wanting to get into drawing again, and so why not just do it all freehand. I say freehand. I did. The only thing that I copied in this was the actual outline of the comic book that he's holding, the FMC. That's it. Everybody else, from what I could tell, they just kind of do digital art. But for me, I wanted to go traditional as I'm learning, and so with that. I felt like I was like, okay, well, this is a personal challenge to me that I just want to see what I can do, see if I can do it. Let me see if I can find the original one that I did when I was in the middle of it all, and I wound up. Actually, I've got a light table now, so I'm trying to do the thing, make it happen. Where is it at? I have so much stuff on my desk. There it is. Okay. All right. So here's the first little doodle I was doing, right? So, and what I did was I looked at Luke's, I looked at his Trash Man and kind of gained some inspiration from the hands a little bit. But I was like, I'm just going to try, I'm going to try this. And so as you can see, this is such crap. But what I did was another thing, if you may notice, so I had to find the right size of the FMC to place in there, and so what I wound up doing was on a light box. I actually this doesn't it doesn't match exactly, right? So what I did was once I found the right size, I got the hands first, and so I light box those, and so I actually I had to move the hands closer together. So I did all that kind of haphazard with a light box to kind of squeeze it in, and then once I had the hands, then I just drew everything else around it. But yeah, I like how it turned out from where it was, which is it's first try. It still looks like Spider-Man on the instead of Cable, or Colossus there on the arm muscles. But hey, I'm starting afresh. Here's a little bit of this is part of the inspiration. So this is I want to say that's Pedro Ang's one of his characters from Tropical Magics, if I'm not mistaken. I may be completely wrong, but he looks like someone from that place. So I think that's Pedro's art. And so he's got the hands and he's holding the book up. So anyway, and this is actually this. Okay, so this image, I scanned it so that I can go back and I'm gonna just trace it, just to feel the lines, and try to replicate, get build at least a little bit of the muscle memory. I know I'm cutting some corners as far as that goes. I just want to feel what the lines feel like. Um, and I feel like if I repeat it enough, especially like this hand, um, here, it's probably easier to see. Yeah, right there. Like that hand, and hands like it. Even this hand. That hand. Um, just to feel it. You know, because quite honestly, I don't have a lot of time to devote to drawing, and I need like, and that's the thing about all this I'm learning is like I've writing books or writing story it takes a certain amount of brain power. It's so funny, these artists um, who draw and come up with stories on their own and things like that. They're like, oh yeah, writing's easy, it's not that hard. You just plot the story and then boom, you do the thing. Well, I'm still in the process of world building, and so there's a lot more work there, because it's different if I say I picked up Batman, or we'll say a more obscure thing at this point like Deathlock. Let's say I wanted to do a Deathlock story. Well, so then I just I pull it and I pull out Deathlock, and then I plug in some other stuff, and then I can plot it out, and then boom, yeah, sure, I can script it and have a nice cohesive story, and it's no big deal, right? Bingo, bango, done. But to actually craft something completely fresh with fresh characters, trying to characterize them, there's a lot more thought that goes into making stories, crafting narratives, as it were, than just drawing them on a page in action, photos or action poses and things like that. So anyway, that's I think if I can learn to draw, at least be competent with doing panel layouts, I think that's where I want to be. So yeah, so here we are. We got Yogi Bear, an old Marvel Comics Yogi Bear comic book, 35 cents. Pretty cool. Not the best condition. Little Archie. We got another Archie. We got Archie and me, Betty and me, and then Beagle Boys. Sergeant Snorkel. And what's funny is someone. This kind of shows you how valuable comic books were back then to a lot of kids. They would hole punch their comics. So so we've got this person hole punch their comics so they could keep it in their binder. Which, I mean, that sounds like my kind of dude. Is just to hole punch the sucker, and then that way you can just throw it in the binder and keep it in there, and you can read it whenever you want. Let's see, we got this. Here's something that I find interesting on some of these. They would it's almost like they would expect to have them be bigger, and so they actually did a spine for the book here on the side, and then they saddle stitch it next to it. And so if they had saddle stitch in the middle, it'd be hard to read, so they got to pick one side or the other. So I guess I chose the front cover to be able to see the spine. So I think that's interesting. See, here's two more holes. They got punched in this one. That's kind of fun. And I found a random bag that was not so great, not so bad. So I threw it in it. Excuse me. But yeah, Betty and me, we got this spine. But yeah, all these. This one even goes a little further over. So the printer really had a tough time trying to saddle stitch this bad boy. And then here we go. We got Sad Stack Special. Yeah, this was back, way back when comics were fun. Lots of fun. Pages they've went from yellow to they went from white to yellow to brown. They're just like this brown. Maybe they were like straight up newsprint back then. This poor thing, it's definitely seen some better days there in the corner. But yeah, it's fun stuff. Not really my thing, but it definitely like shows, that golden era. Or hell, this might even be Silver Age for all I know. I guess it's silver. I'm not up on my comic book history like I probably should be. So we've got April number 113. This one's March number 6. What's funny is this one looks like it's Richie Rich, the Poor Little Rich Boy. So there's that, and then this one looks more modern. So yeah, this one's definitely. I would bet this one's the oldest one. Yeah, this one's called Money World. Okay, so it's a different title. Funniest place on earth. Richie Rich Money World. Funniest place on earth. Well, yeah, I used to watch the old Richie Rich cartoon. Clearly not old enough. So yeah, those are definitely going in the for sale pile. All right, so here we go. Here's something more my speed. So this is Max number 1. Oh my gosh, I love this comic. Let's see. Okay, so this one doesn't have. I have multiple copies. This one may be a reader, maybe the one that I'm willing to sell. Listen to me going on like a collector. Just saying. I may keep it too and keep the other. May not even get rid of it. But I'll be like that Mel Gibson's character in that movie. What was it? Conspiracy Theory, where he's a cab driver and all he does is talk about conspiracy theories. And every time he finds a newsstand or whatever, and he sees Catcher in the Rye, he has to buy a copy of it. He doesn't really know why either, as the story progresses. But yeah, so like this comic, I mean, these layouts are just like, what is going on here? What is this? You get the comic and you're looking at it and you're like chunk, 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 chunk. And then you got Max. And then you got this crazy looking stylized M in the corner. Now, I think I'm going to do a little bit of a comparison here while we're looking at this. So it seems to be a trope, and I don't know how, like, here, I'm going to step away for a sec here. As I'm talking, I got to see if I can find the comic first. Oh, I just had it the other day. Oh, there it is. But it seems to be a trope for comic heroes. I'm trying to find some other, like, off the top of my head, I can't really think of any other. Well, yeah, okay. So Spawn, right? That's another one. So Spawn and Max have something in common. They're both homeless. And then there's Lander, which I don't know if you've heard of Lander, but Lander's a really cool character from back in the day, but he's homeless. And he lives in a daggone cardboard box, and it's raining on him in his broken down city. This was such a fun book too. But yeah, and he's got a little cat, whatever, but he lives in a daggone cardboard box. Or a dumpster. I'm sorry. He lives in a dumpster. He kind of converted a dumpster into like his own little tiny house. And this was back in the 90s. Like, I think this was from 93. No, it says 97. Okay. Well, this is the collected version. Okay. Well, it says 97, so I guess they were all in 97. Well, regardless, good stuff. But yeah, so that's, the whole homeless idea, right? The whole homeless trope. Technically, Chrome Dog is homeless. Not, and that wasn't really, now that I'm thinking about it, I mean, he's found a home. actually a couple of homes, but no, he doesn't have an apartment or anything, not a traditional apartment. He's made something into a living space. But I mean, truth be told, Chrome Dot doesn't even need a place to live. Um, I mean, he could just kind of sit in the corner somewhere, um, and recharge, or whatever his shell. He doesn't need sleep, but what's odd about him is he has a desire for sleep, and that's definitely that's kind of an interesting thing to explore. Because he is a human soul who's kind of trapped in this machine uh, shell. So it kind of brings in that Ghost in the Shell vibe. So anyway, so here we go. We got so this panel. This is, instead of doing like your traditional splash page, we've got the stylized Max M. These Max all the way down, and then we got Max, and then it's like in the background is this chunk, and then like this panel here is all just strange shapes and a guy living in a cardboard box, and we don't even see him yet. We think we see something in there, but and it's raining on him. And then while that's happening, the next page, we got this lady who gets accosted and basically raped or whatever, or at least that's the implication. She gets manhandled otherwise. And then dude comes like bounding out of the cardboard box and gives them what for. And then probably the creepiest villain ever shows up. But anyway, just like all of this is just so crazy. I mean, they were taking rules and just breaking them. Like Sam Keith is a legend. Look at this page here. Like this whole just coming down. It's like, ew. So everything looks just a little off. And then this page, like you've got these panels that are just, they're square on one side and then they round off on another side, and then it's not even it's not even square, and then you got they all kind of do this weird back and forth. That's but yeah, anyway, story wise, there's different things going on, and then this really big bad guy, so bad. Anyway, okay, and then this page, I can't leave off from this comic without talking about this page. So this page, I don't know if this was a bet or a challenge or what, but Sam Keith manages to get 24 panels in a single page. Like, what? Pretty darn cool, if I say so myself. Yeah. So definitely some cool stuff, and then at the end, it's got a nice little double pager here, with our hero and the villain, and the villain's little minions doing their thing, laughing at him. So, but yeah, fun stuff there. All right, so that's in my collection. We got the Max number 2, which I bought. I just haven't, or I'm sorry, Max 3. I don't know if I have to. Whew, I need to get it. I got 4, 6. Oh, there is 2. 2's right there. Okay, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I got 6. I need to find 5. Oh, and it feels like I need to redo these if they're going to stay in my collection. We got Deathblow, which, yeah, Jim Lee trying to be cheeky here. What the heck? Oh, okay. I mean, well, okay. I don't even know if you can see this, but here's there's Deathblow on the cover, and it's very black on black. Yeah, I haven't actually cracked this one open yet. The art style is very minimalistic, to say the least. And I can see, it does evoke a certain level of Frank Miller, Stormwatch Zero, Jim Lee, Brandon Choi. Okay, now Brandon Choi, I like his stuff. Yeah, okay. I mean, I'm not one of those to call people out and say that they're ripping somebody else off. It definitely looks familiar as to how other people do stuff. Yeah, I'm with you on that, Aaron. He says Deathblow looked cool, but I didn't get into it all the time or at the time. Yeah, some of these I can't really get into. I try. I think I try my hardest with DC, if I'm being honest. I've always been that way. I just can't connect. I love their art. Love the character designs in DC, but I just could never really like connect with the piece or with with their characters. I just Batman got me, but that's only because of Batman in the animated series. I collected the Batman comics because I felt like that's what I was supposed to do back when I was collecting comics. Oh, here we go. See, again, I'm not here to call anybody out, but I mean, there's this, and then there's this, and it's all in like one page or one comic. Like, yeah, okay. So we've introduced more color. Yeah, okay. So maybe that makes it different, right? That makes it a little different. This is actually kind of cool. So I'm not knocking this, and I don't even go for gore, but like this is pretty damn slick. I don't think we need all of this coloration here. I think, and, oh my gosh, like the way this blood is in here, it needs to be starker lines. It looks like they like spray painted it in there, like it's like, no man, you got these harsh lines outside, but you're just gonna spray paint blood. Come on, man. I'm one of those weirdos, man. I like my comics. I like a four color heroes. I like flats. Am I weird like that? I mean, I do. I like flats, and I like black and white. I didn't used to, but now that I'm, actually have an appreciation for the art form, and I'm painting them, and I like I'm here for the story more than just hey, how can you wow me? And of course, this is all '90s stuff. This was Wild West, man. Back then, what year was this? Let's see. 1993. So yeah, like back then, man, they were vibing out and messing with the new technology. Like I get it. I get the reasoning, but like this would look so much cooler if it was in black and white and all of this blood had defined harsh lines like we see behind him. So like we see where the inks were, and this here, if the colorist had not put all this in there, like it would have been fine. You don't have to do all of the highlights there. I mean, there is no highlights here. Like, or there's no, I don't know. I think the line work would have been just fine. Matter of fact, I would prefer to have this issue in just strict black and white line art. And if that looks too much like Frank Miller, then so be it. I mean, that's the way you're telling your story. Dagummit, like own it. Like what? Why should you care if other people are going to sit there and denigrate what you're doing? Because they're already going to say, "Oh, that reminds me of X, Y, and Z." Here we go. So this is the golden prologue, which I don't think I own or owned until I found it here. Like super excited about this one. I have all the other Death Mates, except I don't have pink and green. So I think this is just a variant of the of the silver prologue, because this cover looks very familiar to me. This whole deathmate thing, it's like, oh man, I definitely need to just sit down and like just read it, just because like I want to try to follow it. I just haven't taken the time to do it. Oh man, this stuff is so fun. That guy, I want to know who that guy is, because he reminds me of Warpath, but I know it's not. Um, and this guy looks like Thunderbolt, which I know he's not. Um, that's kind of fun too. Like, this guy always reminded me of Hail Duck Bacon, welcome. Let's see, how's it going, Duck Bacon? Glad you can join me on this comic book excursion today. I'm getting things ready for sale on my Whatnot. Gonna fire that up here, hopefully within the next week or two. There's a lot of back end stuff that I gotta like reacquaint myself. This guy, he looks, he looks a lot like Rob Liefeld, like personally. It's almost like Rob looked at himself in the mirror and was like, "Hey, I'm gonna draw myself." Which, hey, I'm not picking on him, man. I love Rob Liefeld. And people can kill me all you want. I don't care. You can take me to the wood chipper if you want, but that doesn't mean I'm going to go in, because I like him because of his what's the word? His enthusiasm. But I also like him because he's just never stopped. He's never quit. He's always been at it. Um, but yeah, like right there, it's like that's little Robbie Liefeld. And here's John Prophet. That hair is amazing. It's like you don't know if it's hair or if it's a mane, and which is perfectly fine with me. Um, this hair, I don't know about that, but hey, who am I? I'm not the one who like single-handedly revolutionized everything and has basically paved the way for us to even have a space today. So people can hate on Rob Liefeld all they want, but you're not going to get any hate from me. Um, Not even a little bit. I think he's a rock star, and I'll take that to the grave. Um, so let's see. So Immortal Rising says Max was so cool. Sam Keith was his own animal. Um, i- is he still alive, or did he just retire from comics? Um, yeah, he's still around, but I don't know if he still draws. Looks like, here, let's share in the experience, shall we? Uh, Hold on. Let me see. This is really good practice for me, also. Um, yes, I will have to agree with you on that. Let me get down here. Let me see. We've got. I had some deathmate. Yeah, I've got, like I said, I've got all of them, except I don't have the pink and I don't have the green. Those were like super rare store only copies. It was almost like that was the promo for the store owners or something. Like, I don't remember exactly what it was. And Duck Bacon, that's you telling me hail. I say hail again. Um, and then, yeah, okay, yeah, and that was, I think yeah, he does. Yeah, that Rob Liefeld, he looked like him. Um, yes, I agree with you 100%. Rob Liefeld was the OG rock star. Like, he came in and said, he kind of looked around, took the temperature, and said, you know what, I'm tired of giving this corporation my stuff and getting nothing but headache in return. So I'm just going to go out and do my own thing. And he energized a bunch of other creative minds of the time, and the everything was just perfect to get it done. All right, so here I am. I'm talking, but I'm not sharing. So let me share this panel. Entire screen. There we go. know why I would share audio, but there we go. So, so I'm looking at, there we go, looking at this. Maybe we'll go full. That way you don't have to see. But yeah, so here's, so Monday, February 20th, 2023. So this is his blog, Sam's blog. It's on Blogspot. That was the last thing that he posted. Says, "Yep, I'm the comic book artist, just like everyone else's blog. Stuff about what's on my drawing table right now, old art I'll dig up, or new stuff I'm toiling away on. All the usual self-absorbed artist crap. Sorry, I've been such a hermit the last few years. Check back for updates every week or so." So yeah, and I say good on him. I mean, if it's sometimes you just gotta take a step back, or go do something else for a while. Um, and you ready for an unpopular opinion? People, everyone really, they harsh on. Whoops, hold on. I'm clicking the wrong thing here. There we go. Stop there. um, People harp on these studios and these comic book companies for like I'll say, for example, you got DC right now with Batman, right? They've got all these Batman titles, right? And I mean, it's Batman this, and Bat Family this and Bat Family that. They've just really run it into the ground, right? To where it's been they basically say, oh well, this is the only thing that sells, or this is the only thing that we have left, and da 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 da. Rather than like keep those juices flowing, keep the artistic juices flowing, keep the creative thing, ideas and everything flowing. Rather than actually taking characters and sunsetting them for a while, right? Just saying, okay, I'll go back to Death of Superman, right? So, we're going to do this big event. It's going to draw a lot of attention, bring a lot of eyeballs to our stuff, and we're going to have Superman die, and then let him stay dead for for a couple of years, and let's explore these other Supermen, right? So or like let's let the market get used to the idea. I don't know if I like this or not. I guess I'll put it in the fresh one. But let's get let's let I don't know, Green Lantern take the stage, right? And so rather than having 27 thousand of titles across the board, let's just sunset a couple and let's focus on a few and get that stuff, keep that ball rolling, and then come back to one of those other heroes, instead of allowing them to become old hat. If the writer who's writing it is getting tired of writing it, well then, do what they do in Hollywood, man. Kill off character. Like, okay, I think, as I'm thinking on this, and let me see here. So Duck Bacon says Liefeld is Bruce Dickinson, but Mark McFarlane was Rob Halford. Those are some deep cuts. I really need to look that up. I feel I'm guessing that's like maybe a sports reference. I don't Bruce Dickinson. Let me check that out. You got me curious here. English singer. Okay. All right. Okay, so Iron Maiden. So okay, and then Rob Halford. Is that the guy from Judas Priest? Hold on, let me metal reference. Yeah. I got you. Yeah, I got you. All right, so Bruce Dickinson, Iron Maiden, I believe here, and then hold on, Rob Halford. Because I love this stuff. Like, I live for these types of things. Yes, okay, I was right. So, Judas Priest. Oh man, So I have some cred. Um, love it. All right. So yeah, exactly. And they're both rock stars in their own right, just like these men. Um, and and they went out there and they did it. And it the jealousies though, man, like it's just one of those things. If competition breeds innovation, right? And so you innovate, and you change it up a little bit. And DC started to kind of change things up here and there, make things happen. Yeah, really rock, right? um, let's go back to this comment before I continue. Why do you think DC has such a hard time creatively besides recently? What happened in the 90s? Well, and that's what I'm saying, right? Creatively. What I think when they did the amalgam or amalgam, it's amalgam, but when I was a kid, we always say amalgam. When they took Marvel and DC and they kind of like cross pollinated, that was one of the funnest things that they could have done. They cross pollinate characters rather than just do a big multiverse event. They just like you had a mix of Batman and Wolverine. Like, how cool was that? And I keep calling him Batclaw, but it was like I can't remember what he was, Deathclaw or something. But no, that wasn't it either. Dark Claw, it was something like that. But yeah, uh, again, it's one of those things. If they would just let a writer continue to write the thing until that writer is done, and if the writer is like, okay, this is getting stale for me, then you get them off of that book and maybe sunset that hero for a while, and then let that writer write something else for a while, but don't let someone else get on that hero. Just kind of trade it up, trade it out. um, but getting back to what I was saying, characters, right? So you got characters in stories, and these um, actually these two things are coming to mind at the same time. You've got soap operas. Okay. I grew up watching them because whenever I was out of school, for being sick, or it was a day off or whatever. A lot of times I'd have to stay at home, and my mom would always be watching. My mom and my sister was always into them, and they would and when they weren't watching them live, they would always set the VCR to tape, right? And so at some point I would have to be like subjected to them. And I'm not gonna lie, I got into some of the story, man. Especially Days of Our Lives. There was this character named Patch. I thought he was so cool because he had this eye patch or whatever, and then he had this love interest named Kayla, and so it was, I don't know, it was always. And then there was another character, his name was Roman. And but and that was kind of like, there was a lot of intrigue, and I thought that was really cool. And so what happens with soap operas, right? They keep the narrative keeps going. They never stop. Like, it's a daily thing. I don't even know when they tape them. But it's they're the hardest working actors and actresses in all of Hollywood, man. Always, like, they're never, like, they work, right? And but you can only tell a story so many. People get tired of yeah, Stefano, right? Yeah. Well, and General Hospital was good too. It was Luke and Laura, and the intrigues that would happen over there. But these characters would take center stage, and and you could tell when they were kind of wearing out their welcome, and so they would bring characters. Um, they would kill them off, and then later they would either bring them back, or in the case of at least two instances, you have this so the Roman character I was telling you about, so they kill him off, and then when they decide to bring him back, they bring in a different actor to play the guy, and then the actor who played Roman, they bring him back later on to play another character. And to me, it always didn't set right with me, but that's just me. That's just me. But still, um when you have, so it has been done. The precedents are there in the culture, but I guess these companies are not worried about um, that. They don't care about the story. Maybe they never, maybe truly, maybe they never really did. Once it got to a certain point, you got uh, like Roy Thomas. That was probably back, even, I mean, I can't even say these things as blanket statements because it's not. um, it's probably not fair because it's probably not as cut and dry. Because there's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of different people involved in the creation of these comics and these lines of comics and everything else. So I mean, everybody had, I guess, they have their own agenda there at the time. And nowadays, I guess nothing's really changed. It's kind of weird to say it that way, but it's almost like corporations are going to do what corporations do. And so really the only way to have fresh and exciting titles is to be independent and remain small. Because we have that freedom with a creator-owned comic. I am my own boss when it comes to what happens with Chrome Dog, or what happens with Thunder Horse, or what happens with Alan Guest, who is another character that I'm going to be bringing to the fore in the future, or another character, Wild Card, that I'm going to be bringing out. These characters, they're I'm going to tell their stories, and when I'm tired of telling one of their stories, I'll probably just kind of sunset them for a while, and then I'll tell stories about someone else. Um, and that's because I believe that's just how it goes. And eventually, maybe I don't want my stuff to become a franchise. I would rather it just be what it is. Um, let's see here. So you say, so Duck Bacon says, I always hated it when they would change actors. I hate when they do it in the movies too. Yeah, I'm with you on that, and I'm definitely with you on this next comment. Yeah, Terrence Howard, he totally. I think he did a really good job playing Rhodey. Um, I don't think Don Cheadle belongs in the role. For multiple reasons. To me, I just don't see him as being a roadie. I think I tell you who would have been fun would have been Will Smith. I think he would have, from start to finish, or that guy who played Jubal early in Firefly. That actor. He also played the bad guy in Crow City of Angels. Um, shoot, let me. I mean, there's a host of different. Heck, man, if Wesley Snipes was even, I mean, I know he played Blade, but then again, you got to understand, a lot of people never, they at the time they didn't associate Blade with. Oh, look at this! Somebody sold me this illegally. It's a Subway sample, not for resale, and I bought it. Oh, aren't collectibles fun? I've left it in the bag just because I don't really care. Chances are the conditions like bad anyway because it hasn't been in a board. I don't know how long or whatever, but there it is. Do I dare open it up? I don't really care. What's this? Extreme super being. Oh my gosh. Yeah. That just in and of itself makes me want to open it just to see what's going on in this book. It's like, look, they're really trying hard here. These are some tryhards after. Oh my gosh, this looks so fun! I gotta check that out. Yeah, well, let's crack this thing open. I don't care about. I mean, come on. This is a non Rob Liefeld moment here. It's 1993. He's not. He does not have his hands on this property anymore, and so I have no problem cutting this bad boy open and seeing what's inside. I mean, this is crazy. I don't really care about value. um, I do think it's funny. It says Subway sample, not for resale. So I guess they handed off a bunch of these to Subway to give away because they couldn't sell them. Now that would be funny. I need to look that up just to see if that happened. So here we are, fresh comic. Let's see. What is that? What's that 90s air smell? It's like no. Dang it. All right. So here we are. Extreme Super Being. What the heck? Extreme and Marvel. See, what in the world is extreme anyway? It sounds like they're trying to yeah, in this trading, like, okay, yeah, this trading card, even the design is off. Wow, what the heck were they doing? Wow, there goes about, yeah, there wasn't any value in this comic. All right, so the artists. So the artist here on the cover, it says, is A. Daniel, which I don't know who that is, and then K. Conrad. Now I'm not gonna sit here and like pick apart their art because we've already established that I'm not much of an artist. I'm just now kind of getting back into it. Let's see, who all do we have here? We got Cable, Warpath, Boom Boom, Sunspot. I'm guessing this looks like it should be Shatterstar, but his coloring makes him look like Shaft from Image. We got Longshot. Um, let's see. Yeah, got a bunch of pinups in here because I guess because it's an annual. So yeah, there's fresh look here. I haven't, as you could tell, it was completely sealed. I cut it open, and you're seeing it here today. Extreme. Wow, they were really trying. Who is that? What in the world? Anyway, yeah, I don't want to get too. Yeah, Rob says extreme. Yeah, well, that's the thing, right? So, I guess this is one of those moments where you definitely want to trademark and or copyright as soon as you can, kids, because people start coming out of the woodwork to do things with your stuff. Um, but to me, I don't know. When it comes to that kind of stuff, I'm in the camp of people who believe that imitation is the highest form of flattery. So I think, it's like I find it neat that somebody's created this character that looks very similar to Chrome Dog, but is a female. I think that's kind of cool to kind of be able to open the window for that. Oh my gosh, look at the. I love newsprint. Okay, that's another thing about me is I do love the newsprint. But look at Cable, right? Look at this hair; it's white, and then we go over here, and magically his hair goes to this weird gray color. So, um, somebody's asleep at the wheel, or the engine's running and nobody's behind the wheel. I know they're just panels, and and then we're back to white. And I'm sure people are going to be picking apart my comic in the future. So what is going on here? There's like this weird red light. I don't know what that is. It's like red lightning everywhere. Anyway, so I didn't mean to do such a deep dive on this captivating comic. Oh yeah, I did want to check out the pinups. What the heck? That's kind of cool. Not gonna lie. This, like, what? What's even what you two? That X, like, really? Okay, there's anyway. All right. Yeah. design choices that I would not have made. I do have to say I like of this entire cover. I love what they did with Warpath. He's looking really badass right there. And actually, that would be a fun study to kind of go through this book because I love Warpath. He's just so cool. I was very disheartened when I found out that they killed him off in the Marvel superhero or Marvel universe. Okay, so Jay Lee, yeah, okay, all right. So that Cable, yeah, you got it. Yeah, Duck Bacon, yeah, that was Jay Lee. You know your artists, I don't. Yep, that's exactly what that was. Where's his signature though? I'm bad with that too, trying to determine things. But yeah, that's fancy line work there. Yeah, this is somebody named Haynes and Lowe. What was it at? Rob Haynes and John Lowe. And then X-Force Larry Stroman on 64, which that's not a pinup. I mean, I wouldn't think that to be a pinup. And why do they make? I mean, is Warpath, like, is he supposed to be that massive? Did I miss something in his power set that makes him like grow like the Hulk? And I also, before he died, I know they changed him in X-Force. They gave him blades. They took away his. Ultimately, they took away his tomahawks, I guess, because it wasn't politically correct. Which, I mean, oh, Luke Cage even makes an appearance in this comic. That's fun. See, I love that stuff. What'd they do to his eyebrows? Oh my gosh. Oh, goodness. Sam. Yeah, I don't. Was that even Luke Cage? He sure dressed like him. Anyway. Yeah, I guess it's best that, I should read this at some point. Today is not that day, though. But yeah, that's fun. I'm going to put it back in this little bag just because I love that Subway thing. I'm gonna reach down here and find one of my bags that I don't care anything about. I'm going to put it in there because that way it'll all fit. And we'll put this lovely Extreme Super Being card in here. He has these blue eyes that remind me of Dune, with the the people who they're on Arrakis. Everybody gets the blue eyes because of the spice. Right. No, I know. I'm with you, man. Yeah, his name is Warpath. What the heck is wrong with tomahawks? I don't know. I'm making assumptions. And they also like all these tassels. Like they took everything that made him American Indian. They stripped that away from him and put a domino mask on him like any other hero and gave him these blades that could return to him or something they're almost like boomerang blades. Or at least that's what they did in the little what's it called, future fight game from mobile. What the heck? Oh, right, yeah, my brain. Get rid of that price tag. That's one thing I don't like, is to have price tags on my books, because I don't know, to me comic books should be, I don't know, $3, $2.95. Okay. Yeah, I think a comic should be worth no more than the cover price, unless there was only like so many made or whatever. Or at the very least, I don't think they should be. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I do miss having quarter bins, but at the same time, the comics, have become more and more rare as the decades went on. So, of course, these days I'm seeing an uptick in physical paperback books. Seems like a lot of people want physical media again. That fills me with hope in humanity. Oh, wow. See, look, if I do this, you can't even tell it's been opened. Because it folds that part over. Yeah, that belongs in my collection just because for the lulls. All right. What do we have here? This is oh yeah, okay. This is an old manga. Viz Select, man. Yeah. That's why I grabbed it. So I don't even do manga. Not typically. What is this? Oh, thumbs up. Yeah. Yeah, that's a big thing over in Asia too. You know, they're always like, thumbs up, thumbs up. You know, everything's wait there, thumbs up. All right. See, I like it. I like whenever a book has like the back is where the trade, like where the stuff goes. I don't know. I love that. Um, oh yeah, oh yeah. This is cool. Yeah, that's cool and gross. Oh my gosh, that's oh boy, yeah. Oh man, and it's Americanized because you notice I started on this side. It wasn't, it wasn't flipped around. I've noticed that trend now too, and America. That's kind of cool. I've noticed that trend. They're taking books and they're turning them around. um, is it Apple? I think Apple Black is a book that I've recently read that was that way. I didn't read it. I actually saw it in Walmart. So here's one. I don't know. I guess I'll read it. Keep it. Yeah. Okay. All right. So we're actually getting into comics from my LCS that's been around since the 80s. But these days they're a gaming store. That's why they have all of their comics. Like look at this. This poor board and bag from back in the day. Just yep. Okay. Just I definitely want to hold on to that board just for the nostalgia purpose of the name. But the rest of it's going in the trash. Wow. I've been going at this for an hour and 37 minutes. How cool is that? Just checking out comic books. Probably more interesting than watching me play Shining Force on the video game, or as a video game. What the heck? Yeah. Michael Straczynski. Sounds familiar. Feel like I should know that name. I know. People probably face palming. It's like, I can't believe you don't know who that is. Oh yeah. No. I'm thinking Michael Turner. Yeah, we'll just put that. Michael Straczynski. What's he known for? He's known for somebody. For a character. Michael Turner did Fathom, I think. He's known for somebody. And I don't think this is it. Here's a death blow. Number 7. Da-da-da. Yeah. Number 7, right? Like, that style does not look like it's that old. It ain't. This is well, hold on. Yeah, 07? What? Okay. So he got away. Okay, so they got away from the art style. Well, I mean, if that's your thing, that is like the creepy shadow. Oh my gosh. This game sucks so bad. Only because it is 100% multiplayer. And unless you have an Xbox 360 or you have it on Windows PC, as it said, you can't play it at all. You play the tutorial unless there's servers up and you can actually play it. Like there's no reason to do anything. Okay, so here's an old Doom Patrol. That's cool. Yeah, I just got these I mean, hello, 75 cents. I mean, and just the nostalgia part of it, like, and I never actually read Doom Patrol stuff, so I thought, yeah, why not? I'll give it a shot. Look at this post-it notes. That's kind of cool. Creepy, strange, odd. Sounds like me. Yeah, Straczynski. Who is that? Who is this guy? I mean, I know I can do Google foo on it, but Michael Straczynski at Top Cow. I feel like I should know who he is. Like, did he create a well-known character or a series or something that I should like know? Okay. Amazing Spider-Man. Yeah, okay. He's done ASMR. No, that's not. Oh no, Amazing Spider-Man. No, this is kind of this. I got this mainly because Dynamite. I like Dynamite and Kirby Genesis. I don't even know what that. Oh. Okay, F4. Fantastic Four, like the movie. He did Babylon 5. Okay. Yeah, this I gotta trash that. Yeah. Panther. Yeah, Dynamite. They got some really cool comics. But that art, man, like, I don't even know what this thing's about. I'm like, yeah, I want it. 75 cents. Why not? Oh, dang. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a sucker for metallic stuff that's done right. You know, what the heck is going on with this guy's face? Like, what is that? How do you talk with that thing in your? He's like, no, wait a minute, no. He wouldn't say that. He wouldn't say just magic, just me. You know, it would be like a projection. I don't know, like just magic, just me. Sorry. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I kind of like that, but then I kind of don't. Oh, I see what they did right there. They put his face like in right there for the whack. That thing goes right there in the middle, so it's not. But yeah, right here, it's like as he's fighting him, he's what the what? I like that horn dude's. Oh yeah, I'll go back to that horn dude. This guy, yeah, he's like, why the long face? What is it? I mean, A for originality, for sure. He's just like, oh yeah, I'm holding this bomb. I don't know. Maybe that's what Elon Musk would look like if he were a superhero, or how he imagined he would be. But yeah, just what the? Okay, is he knocking his head off? Like what? He knocked a bunch of meat off. That's for sure. Um, but yeah, just give me panels. You know, like I don't know. It seems like this is a very try hard thing to do. I say it seems like just because I don't want to say that it is. Like it, I don't know. I'd rather just have panels. It's easier to read a panel. Elon the Musk. But that, like, and far be it for me to be hypercritical, but so he punches him here. There's gore happening here, but there's nothing like on his fist. So I don't understand what's happening here. This guy looks like Professor X with no chin. What the? Okay. Oh, okay. So he does. He punches his head off. Ugh. And then he installs himself on his head. Or body, I mean. Well, alright. Well, anyway, I've spent entirely too long on this book. It looks like fun, regardless. Kirby Genesis. Myth and Legend. Dynamite in store. So, Jack Kirby is the man who gave us grounded comic stories from Fantastic Four to Iron Man. Okay, so I'm guessing these are characters that Kirby had created. Well, I'm here for it. Doesn't mean I'm going to go back and collect every single one of them, but I'm definitely here for it in that issue. I mean, I'm telling you, like I've been thoroughly impressed with, if nothing else, the storytelling of the Dynamite comics. You guys missed it earlier. I had, and while you're here, if you will indulge me, let me see if I can find them. Darn it, I put them somewhere. Here they are. So a while ago, I just wanted to show you this. So here's the covers. Okay. So as much as I say the Dynamite hits, sometimes they don't. So this cover looks cool, right? We get inside, and this backside looks really cool too, right? John Pope, right? So we go in. This is fine, right? And then we get here. We're like, what is this? What is that? What is going on in that last panel? And then there he is, like he's fat here, not really that fat here, and then he's not swole like he is here. Like what is up with that? He's like heavy here. I guess they were in a hurry, maybe. Maybe the deadline. Like here he is, he's swole again. So here, not swole, and then here he's fat. It's like, okay, pick a lane, do something. Like what's going on here? The heck? Oh, the boys. Oh, don't even get me started on that. The boys. Oh, yeah, I'm not interested. I tried watching the first season. I got to like the third episode. I'm like, nope, this isn't for me. Call me a prude, call me what you will, but that show is just not for me. Not my thing. Not even a little bit. Might have been a deadline issue. Yeah, and I, hey, the main thing is the story is tight. I read all, so I have all four that are going up for sale. I've got all four of I got Lone Ranger and Tonto 1, 2, 3 with this really cool cover. That's another one. Big disappointment is like you see this and then you go inside and you're like, oh, and then there's this one. But that cover's kick-ass too. You go inside. This story is a lot of fun. Yeah. But yeah, those are for sale as well. I'll put that back there in my for sale stack. I'll probably just go for another, 12 minutes, 11 minutes. Try to speed this up. I'm trying to make it through this stack. All right. Big Thunder, Mountain Railroad. I don't even know what the heck is going on here. I can't even believe I bought it. I only bought it because it was 75 cents, and it sounds like it's a Western, and I'm kind of reading Western books right now. I'm kind of like a Western kick, so I felt like, hey, I'm going to check that out, even though it's Marvel and it's modern. And they have a bonus digital edition. Woohoo! Whatever. Look, gotta love that name though. Hopeless. Like I can't. Dennis Hopeless, the writer. Oh man, no offense, Dennis, if you're out there, and if by chance you stumble across my lowly little YouTube channel. Oh man, hope you pick a winning team. That's all I gotta say. Marvel is probably not going to be winning for much longer. If any of us even think they're winning now, they need to just hang it up on the comics front and just leave it to the rest of us. Please, pretty please, sugar on top. This says mature reader. It's a little Mylar bag. Yeah, I don't. Probably take some alcohol to that later. I don't know if you knew that, but you can just take alcohol to Sharpie and it should just take it right off, especially plastics. And this is some Call of Cthulhu stuff. Gun suits. American Gothic Press. See, this is the stuff, like, and it says suggested teen plus. That other thing says mature readers, which, I mean, I guess that's what that means. But, like, I love this stuff. I mean, I live to read stuff like that. You know, stuff that's just not your norm. Anyway, independent comics for the win, am I right? You know, and probably to a lot of comic fans out there, I'm committing sacrilege because I'm in here and I'm just like, oh yeah, this comic is, I want to keep it because it's an indie title, and then I'm getting rid of something else, like, I don't know, this Powerpuff Girls issue, which I'm not even going to crack open. I mean, I'm sure it's great, but it's on the chopping block. I think that one might actually be worth some money. And this is Calico of Shard, one of the Arrow Comics issues, definitely in my collection. Perma collecting that one because I got to represent, right? Chrome Dog is an Arrow Comics. Well, he's at home at Arrow Comics, and so I am too. And both of these are Randy Zimmerman's titles. And then we've got, okay, so this is my hybrids collection, not complete collection, but so we got issue number 6, 7, 8, and 9, and then Triple Play, which is the ash can that came with 9. Spoiler, yeah, she's bleeding out there. That's chlorine. She is not in a good place. So yeah, this is the entire Killing Field. I've got the trade paperback of the and all the issues of the hybrids. Don't worry, folks. I'm not gonna spoil anything outside of. I just want to show the back of this. So like this, what you see here, trade dress and everything, right? So you got that, and then this is on the back. This is how I want Chrome Dog number 1 to be. And as a matter of fact, like, I would love for Chrome Dog to always be, and whether it's just this logo or it's going to be like this logo and then maybe some credits in here. And then once we get into the issue, you know, all the fun stuff kicks off. I love the way how clean that looks. And, you know, I don't know. That's just me. That's my design choice. This is back when Luke was with Terraform Comics, and then he switches over to Arrow, and then so Arrow 4.0, 4.0, 4.0 everywhere, and then boom, we got Hybrid Sons of Gods number 9, no 4.0, because we're finally ready to say, hey, Arrow Comics is here to stay. Because we got really close. I say we, but Randy got really close to hanging it up after that whole Liberty Comics debacle. So this is one that I'll never get rid of too. This is the Lionsgate reprint that was handed out to everyone who went to see for that opening weekend of Punisher way back in 2004. It was in February. Was it February? No, it was, I think it was like in the fall of 2004. Love that movie. Recently purchased it, watched it again. Love it. I freaking love it. I love Punisher anyway. Punisher Warzone was good with Rafe Stevenson. This is Red, Warren Ellis. This one actually it was hard for me to find as far as online to see how much it's worth. I mean, this is a reader copy, obviously, but I figure I'll throw it on, see what I can get for it on. And then these are not going anywhere either. These are the Legends of Log. That's a fun book. If you ever get a chance to pick up Legends of Log, Alterna Comics sells them all day long. Yeah, get them while they're fresh. Get them while they're hot. This that's the latest one. This issue is cool because, and I did a short on this. Spoiler alert. So this one comes with wait. Oh no, I took it out. That's right. Okay. So this one actually comes with it's a poster of this cover and of issue number 1, which I've given that poster plus my issue number 1 to my grandson, so he can enjoy comic books, and he's only about to turn 4, so he's going to be well on his way. And then we've got Downcast 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yeah, I need to knuckle down and read those again. It's been too long. On that. So yeah, well, looks like we made it through this stack. These are definitely going into my collection. Let's see. Yes, I had the Punisher movie. Actually, back then I also collected. I think they did like a 4-issue movie adaptation of it. I mean, a comic adaptation of the movie, the complete script, which also had, and I'm sure the copy that you have, Duck Bacon, has the whole like plot line where you can watch it with the plot line, where Jimmy Weeks, which is the guy that Frank works with there at the beginning, with the FBI or whatever, he has his own issues, and Frank actually goes and, well, he has to take out the trash with him too. And ultimately, I think I watched it. I watched it through with the commentary. Jonathan Hensley is one of my favorite Hollywood directors, bar none. I think he is my favorite. Definitely top of the heap for me, because he did Die Hard with a Vengeance, and he's the reason that movie's like, he's so good, and he does so much with practical effects, especially the car stuff, like the stunts, the stunt work and everything. It's just it's so good. But anyway, so what? So yeah, he goes through the whole commentary, where he describes the decisions to kind of like take that whole plot line out, which I'm kind of glad, because I don't know, like I think it would have hampered the movie with its pacing. Plus it makes him look a little less heroic, in my opinion. I think we just don't need to know about Jimmy Weeks's gambling habits and how that led to the problems, potentially that led to the killing of Frank Castle's family. I think that's just a little too much. Very convoluted story-wise. I agree. The car definitely did not last long enough. Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, like what else could you do with it? I mean, they had a low budget, and that was one of the reasons they chose Tampa to tell the story, and the reason they chose all the practical effects and made it into the movie that it is. They had an extremely low budget, so they couldn't do too much, and I thought it was kind of cool to get Mark Hawley, who, to me, growing up in and around Nashville, like I remember him, he's a singer-songwriter, and so him playing Harry Heck, which in the comics, here, let me, I'll leave you with this. That movie was inspired by by this book. 100%. There's a lot to it, like even the fight with the Russian. Of course, the way it goes down in this book is completely different. Um, he in the movie he falls down a flight of stairs, and in this one he gets squished by Mr. Bumpo. I'll show that real quick. After he gets, like, instead of boiling stuff on his face, he actually just gets a pizza, hot pizza, put on his face, and he hates hot stuff, and so it kind of like he's whatever, and then all of a sudden here comes Mr. Bumpo, and then he squishes him, and so he just lays there until he's completely dead. Which, I mean, yeah, it works for the comic, but just not there. But not in the movie. Where was it? What was I? Grr. Yeah, that whole Mr. Bumpo thing just messed me up. I was on a I was on a tear. I just can't remember. Oh, this was a fun scene that showed up in the Netflix show season 2 of Daredevil. So you got Daredevil, where where Frank knocks him out and gives him an ultimatum. And puts a gun in his hand. And like forces him to have to choose to shoot him while he's about to kill somebody. And so I don't want to spoil that, but that's a really cool scene. But there was something else. Oh yeah, Harry Heck. That's right. So Ma Nucci in this comic, she's the yeah. I want to show the demise of these different people. So she actually gets mad and she starts sending people to take him out. And he dispatches each one of them like before they can do anything to him. And so Harry Heck has such a short-lived. Yeah, here he is. This is great. So in the movie, we get a song. We get treated to a song. Where he's like, I can hear what you're thinking. All your doubts and fears. Anyway, I'm not here to sing, but so what he does is it's Harry Heck Thornton. Yeah, Harry Heck Thornton, 100% Arkansas redneck, big time pistol fighter, quick as lightning, right? So he's like, minding his own business, doing his thing, lighting up a cigarette. Old story about Heck: outdraws 4 state troopers, kills 3, last one gets off a shot. Heck ducks it and shoots him dead. Dodged a bullet, but not 30. So he just lights him up without him even knowing that he was there. And it's like that. Yeah. Now, one thing I definitely want to highlight, before I go outside of course, I'm gonna do a also, if you would please subscribe, hit that notification bell, because I've got a stream coming up on Tuesday, and which I don't know if you've been around. I may have seen you a time or two, Duck Bacon, in chats here and there, but like on other channels. But on my channel, I do what's called what the Wednesday or what the Tuesday. Just that's just what I call it, and it's randomly. Like some weeks Tuesday works better for me, so I stream that day, and then other weeks Wednesday works better, and so it just lines up that this coming Tuesday is better. So there's Harry Heck. So yeah, these 3 are assassins, and they're okay. All right, but I got to find this one panel. But as I'm looking here, yeah, have you checked out my? Okay, so the time on my show is 6 p.m. Central, so I guess that's 7 Eastern. And then of course, I don't know if you've heard of it, but I've got a book called Chrome Dog. I've got all the links in the description of this video, as well as a free Ashcan download that you can download the first 10 pages of the book. So it's actually the first, I don't know, not quite third of the book. Actually, yeah, it is. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's not quite third. It's 10 pages of a 32 page book. I know it's in here. Okay. I'm trying to show this off. It's like I don't have my stuff together. I'm trying to remember where he does it. Oh, there it is. Okay. He says, Vinny, move, I got a shot, right? Maybe that wasn't it. He jams something. He jams. anyway, I'm trying to remember where it was. Anyway, he's got a knife that he's able to shoot the blade off of it, and it goes into the guy's throat, killing him. And they bring that into the movie. But yeah, anyway, so Chrome Dog number 1 is there in the description. Please check out either one of my campaigns. I've got one up on Indiegogo and one that's on Fund My Comic. Right now, Fund My Comic is in beta, so 1,000 pardons for that being an issue. But yeah, I've got everything on the Fund My Comic campaign is available. So I've got the Lopresti. There's Aaron Lopresti did he did a variant cover for Chrome Dog for me. You can check that out over there. Indiegogo is all in demand, but it's just not much over there to back. But if you feel more comfortable backing on Indiegogo, I completely understand. But yeah, and it's certainly not a requirement. It's just my moment to kind of plug my my comic book. Okay, so here it is. So so Frank has been shot, and he's not feeling so hot, whatever, and he's doing this thing, and he's taking out some bad guys when they come to his apartment, and so he's like he stabs the guy. Right, he's like, "Where's the Punisher?" Never. And he's like, "Holy!" And then he says, "Huh?" He says, "I don't believe this. The Punisher, the Punisher." He's like, "All mine." And then shink, and he pushes the button, and it just hits him right in the chest. And he says, "Ballistic knife, spring loaded." And so they took that, for the movie, this scene, Jonathan Hensley, took that moment and decided to have that be the kill for Harry Heck, and I'm so glad he did, because it works so well in the movie. So I mean, talk about source material. The source material is there. Hollywood, all they have to do is just look at it and readjust and make it fit the silver screen, and it will work. All this other stuff that they keep trying to fit, square pegs into round holes, and it just isn't working. So, but I don't care anything about Hollywood. Chrome Dog, if he becomes anything, I want him to be an animated something. I'd prefer it to be through a independent studio, just so I don't have to, mess with corporate BS. But that's it. That's my show for this Sunday. Thank you so much for coming around and hanging out with me for the last couple of hours. Appreciate it. And as I say, as I tell everybody, until next time, enjoy our wild America.